Here to God willing record today's Chumash with Rashi for the Tuesday portion of Parshas Toldos. As always, learning to bind ourselves to God, pleasure God, His intention. Get back to putting God first. Alright, chapter 26, verse 13. Parak Chavav, Pasuk Yud Gimel. V'yidel Ish, Yitzhak grew, v'yelech holech, he got bigger and bigger, v'gadol ad ki gadol me'od, he got super rich, super important, he got all that stuff. Rashi, ki yagdol me'od, shehai omrim zehu produsin shel Yitzhak, lo kasvu zavo shel Avimelech. People would rather have the manure from Yitzhak's flock than all of Avimelech's gold. He's getting really rich. Yedalid, v'hilo miknei son, he had a lot of sheep, miknei bakar, and cattle, v'avuda rabba, and servants, v'yignu oso plishtim, and then the natives got jealous. V'avuda rabba, pula rabba, b'loshen laz, v'avudas avodas mashma, avodas achas, avuda mashma, pula rabba. Oh, Avuda Rabba, I thought he said he had many servants. He didn't have many servants, he had many enterprises. He was an entrepreneur. Many activities. Okay, very good. Tezvav, Kol HaBeres HaShechafu Avdei Aviv, and all the wells that his father's servant dug, meaning Abraham's servants from Abraham during Abraham's lifetime, Aviv, ceased in Pelishtim Yimulu Afar. The Pelishtim closed up those wells and filled them with dirt. Tezvav Rashi sees the Pelishtim Nisha Amru to Kalahem. They thought it could be a problem on him. Hagai, so suffice the later that if God forbid there should be an invading army against the Pelishtim, to when the Pelishtim Loshen Stima, they closed them up. Loshen Atamul Matame Esalev, to purify or stop up the hearts. They were worried about invading armies, getting water at these wells. They didn't feel they could protect themselves. There's a fear mentality, and they didn't think water would be, rather than think it could be good for them or help them or have additional water source for them, they were more worried about someone coming to get them. The fear mentality, the paranoid. Oh, they're out to get them. They're out to get them. So you can see where that leads, and then it stopped up good water sources and prevents good deeds from happening. How often does fear prevent you from doing a good deed? Do the good deed. God runs the world. The rest will be good. Trust God and remember God runs the world. Alright. Tez Zion. Vayomer Avimelech al Yitzhak. Avimelech told Yitzhak, Lech mimanu gamatz imanu umod. He says, take off, you got too strong. Zion v'yelech misham Yitzhak v'yachem nachal Gerar. He did, and he camped in the valley of Gerar. V'yeshiv sham, dwelled there, v'nachal Gerar, rachel v'neir, ways from the city. Yechas v'yasav Yitzhak v'yafor his beros hamayim asher harfu v'mei Avraham aviv v'stum pelishtim achari. Mos Avraham v'yikar lehen shemos k'shem shakar lehen aviv. He redug the wells that his father had done that the police team had stopped up. Another good guy comes along and increases the good and brings it back to where it should have been. And he gave him the same names his father had given him. Rashi, v'yeshiv v'yakfor, v'beros asher harfu v'mei Avraham aviv police team stumim m'konim shenasi Yitzhak m'Gerar. They stopped him up before that Yitzhak journey away from Gerar. Hazar ufrad, he came back and he redug them. You would task Yaakov after Yitzhak v'nachal, and then Yitzhak's servants dug in the valley of Yibs and Sham Ber Mayim Chaim, and they found living waters. Sometimes you have to go deep to get to the living waters, but there's always living waters in the soul of the Jew. You just have to sometimes go deep to get it, to find the confidence, the love of God, the fear of God, the love for your fellow Jew, the love for Parnasa, to be able to help people, love for tzedakah, whatever it is. It's all in there. It's in your soul. Sometimes you have to dig deep. V'yiru Roy Gerari and Roy Yitzhak, and the shepherds of Gerar argued with Yitzhak's shepherds. They said, "No, it's our water." And he named it the well dispute because there was a big dispute there. He tried to claim his well. Hafalev, Yaakov Ber Acheres, he dug another well. V'yivu Gam Alecha, they also contested this one. They called this one hatred, harassment. They say. I'm sorry, Rashi on the previous pasuk. Eshek Arur, they complained about it. Isaki Yimon, Isaki Yimon Aleha B'riva Rur, they complained about it. Sitna Nishtument, they more like they harassed him, not that they hated it. He didn't name it hatred, he named it more harassment. Sorry about that. Closing pasuk, Chavpez, V'yatik Misham, he uprooted himself from there. He camped from there, V'yakro Ber Acheres, and dug another well. Below Rabbi Lecha, no one argued about this one. He called it the wide springs. Hashem has made us wide and great. Hashem has made us wide, and well spaced in the land. Let's see how they translate over here. He named it open spaces because he said that Hashem granted us space and we should be fruitful in the land. So when he's close to the city, the people in the city argued. When he got a little bit more outside the country people argued with him. Then I guess I got maybe a little more in the middle of nowhere. No one argued with him. Alright. Ufrino Varatz, Katagmu, that it'll be increasing the land. Alright, so what did we learn? He made so much money that they kicked him out. He was an entrepreneur. Stopped these people. The main thing is they stopped at the well out of fear. Look how fear is such a killer. They were afraid what someone else who doesn't exist yet might later come and do to them because they didn't feel they could defend themselves. Rather than what they had right now. They have something good in their hand now. There's nobody harming them. And rather than enjoy the good or preserve the good or do something to make it stronger or, even if they were worried about, God forbid, armies, they could have set up some type of walls around the well that only they could get in, whatever it was. Enjoy the good now as opposed to the invisible enemy that hasn't come yet. I mean, it's mamish insane. Think about how that pervades so many minds. It's the unbelievable not good that might come down the road, God forbid. People understand there's a reason people might want to think this way. This teaches that pleasure drives the human being. Oh, what's the pleasure in worrying about these God forbid, not good things? First of all, the fear is a big adrenaline buzz. And it's much easier adrenaline buzz to get than esteeming oneself and believing in oneself, because that means you got to take the effort and give up to it. You can lay in your bed, watch TV, and have fear. And then also, it's a nice chance to feel self. Oh, he's really feeling himself. He feels the fear. He feels his body. He feels the adrenaline. But it's weak. Come on, it's weak. You have something good in your hand that's valuable you could enjoy, and rather than enjoy it or preserve it, you're worried about something that doesn't exist at this time. I mean, think about all the good that, God forbid, could be stopped by this mentality. Someone wants to go do good. They have the tools in their hand to do the good. And they worry what might be when they get there. There could be such and such over there, and that'll lead to this. And then they end up laying in the bed and watching TV, which for sure isn't good. So we got all these different things to look at. All right, that was the main point for me. So we have to enjoy the good we have. We have to trust God. We have to make the most of what we have now, not look at what might be coming down the road. And if we do look forward, it should be with happy eyes, because God runs the world, and everything is good. And if we're worrying about something that doesn't exist yet, God forbid, we have to check ourselves a little and get back on track and maybe get into being thankful and enjoying the good that we do have. But anyway, they kicked him out because he had too much money. He redug his Tati's wells that these people messed up. Then his servants dug some new wells and people fought over them and once he's hard work and benefit, then they want to take it for themselves. But then probably once Yitzhak takes off, then they'll stop them up again. When the righteous man comes along and does good, then they want to hop his good, steal it from him. Then when he leaves the area, then they'll say, oh, well, it's worth, to fight over it. That's exciting. Adrenaline, feel oneself too, that's good, And then at that time when they're fighting, they're not worried about someone coming and invading them. All right, but then after he left, now there's no more to fight. Where do you get the They have to imagine these invisible invading armies that are going to come get him, God forbid, and then probably they're going to have stopping up these wells too. But anyway, Yitzhak's a true chassid, and he wanted peace, so he moved away. I guess he didn't even dispute over the wells that he knew he had dug at that time. And found a place. I seemingly let them have it. I found a place with open spaces where he could finally settle down, do his work, be fruitful and multiply. He found a place he needed a place to be able to do his service where he could just really launch from there and make a lot of good happen. Shit, no.